Hello everybody, welcome back to burntchurch. I hope everybody's having a good day. It's an overcast day here. They're giving rain possibly coming tonight and it turning colder, and I'm ready for it again. It's been up in the 80s this week, and this is in November. We have that up and down, but it seemed like it's been warm for several days, up in the 80s, 78, 82. I'm ready for that to be over with. It's supposed to be winter time. It's supposed to be smoke boiling out of the shop chimney. Look here at this. Y'all see these ferns sitting over here? How many more of y'all men out there has a shop full of flowers in the wintertime? My wife has me to take them in there to keep them from getting frostbite, to try to overwinter them. Sometimes we have good luck, sometimes we don't. Anybody that's new here, this map is for our subscribers. Leave us a comment of what state or what country you're in, and we'll put a pin on this map for you. This is just to see how far out in the world that burntchurch is reaching here on YouTube. And we've had a lot of new ones here lately. It's been a lot of new states and countries getting on board, and I thank God for each and every one of you. We're going to go out to the sawmill and saw some logs, and I've never sawed very many of these logs before, but one of our viewers here and subscribers, a longtime friend to the channel, Roger, but he's followed us along for a good while and leaves comments a lot, and he's the one that has kind of tipped me off on what I'm fixing to saw here today. What we're going to saw is some locusts. This locust is supposed to last a really long time, and Roger has a good story about it. He said, I think he said around 30 years ago, he put a locust pole in the ground and put his mailbox on it. And just recently, a 2017 Dodge Durango ran over that mailbox. And he said it stopped the vehicle, said it tilted the post over the way I understood him, about 3 inches. He had to straighten the pole back up and tap it back in the ground. But that post had been in the ground for 30 years. And that's what we're needing. We're needing something on our barn to put down close to the ground that will take the weather. And I usually use cedar for that. And I've got some cedar out here I could saw, but we've had these locust logs laying around out here at the mill for a good long while. They even got close to the slab fire and almost got burnt. So we're going to go out here and saw them up. And I thought I'd bring you along with me. Y'all can see what they look like whenever we open them up. We got a pretty pile of red oak right there. Right over there's another pile. We're getting a pretty good stack of them right here. We're going to have to start sawing into cross ties and 4x6s and lumber. We would have had some of these sawed, but our forklift has been messed up. We think we've got it straightened out now to where we can saw them. That's why I've got these locusts loaded up on the backhoe. The longest I need them is 12 foot. So I'm probably going to measure the straightest part of them because they're pretty crooked. You can see down through there, that's a pretty crooked. All of them's all just pretty crooked. I think we'll put them on the log deck, and then I can measure them and cut them off. I'll be able to look down them and see which one's the straightest. Them things are more crooked than I thought they was. It's gonna be hard getting anything 12 foot off of some of them. That was one of them that got a little too close to the fire. We need a new chain for this. I more or less was burning them off. This is a little saw that we've got to keep around out here, but we're gonna have to get a good chain for it. I'm gonna put the controls back out here where I can saw this by myself. I think Daddy will probably be out here in a minute. But just in case he ain't, we'll be out here where we can do this ourselves. I hadn't got but 4 logs. I've got a few more out there. I'm gonna wait and see what this makes. This may make all I need. If not, we'll get the other few logs we've got. Real yellow inside. Well, that got those logs sawed up. That wood has some pretty grain in it. This is black locust. I reckon that's what it's called. That's what I know it by, is black locust. Look at that grain. That's some pretty grain. I reckon this is called black locust. It has thorns on it. It's got some pretty grain. If you stay to the end, I'll show you where I'm at on the barn. I'm gonna make a video here in the next few days about the barn, but I've come a little ways further than our last video that we had. Right here is what I need the Locust 2x for. You see this board here at the ground that I've got running this way here? I'm taking it out. And that's where I need to put my Locust at. It's right down there on the ground. That way, I can cut these pine boards off right up here. That pine, it'll last real well on the wall where water can run off of it. But if you've got it on the ground where it's touching, it'll rot off. And I need to get it up off the ground 6 or 8 inches. The higher the better, really. But I'm hoping for at least around 10 inches off the ground. And I think we'll be all right then. I've never used Locust. This is going to be my first experience with it. And I don't think I'm going to have enough to go all the way around this barn. But in some places I am using this Locust. Other places I'll use cedar. Oh yeah, I was going to show you the barn. So I think in the last video we had the steps in. And we've got that done. We'll go around here at the front. I've got more done to the front of it than what I had in the last video. I'm ready now to take the scaffolds down. I've got the window that goes in this hole here. I just hadn't put it in yet. I'm going to put it on hinges to where it'll fold to the inside. But this end here is basically done other than the door. Now I'm going to build a door, but that's going to be a little later on down the road. I'm going to try to get it boxed in so everything will be in the dry. Once we get all of it boxed in, we'll have it in the dry, and then I can work on the doors and the windows. I've got all the windows for it, but probably every one of the windows I'm going to put on hinges to where I can open them, because we're going to deer hunt out of here some. I hope everybody's prepping and preparing for what's coming. We don't really know what it is, but if it's been anything like the last 2 or 3 years, I'm wanting to get more prepared for it. That's what this barn's all about. This barn is to help get us a little bit more self-sufficient, I guess you'd call it. We're going to try to get either a milk cow or a milk goat, and we're going to move our chickens and stuff down this way to secure them a little bit better. So this is just one more step in us getting prepared to be more self-sufficient. But I thank y'all for watching. I pray God blesses you, and I'll see you in the next one. Right there's the plan for the Locust. See how I put it down here on the ground? Now I can stop my pine boards off up here. I believe that'll work real good. That should stand the weather a lot better than that pine.